Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's video. I want to talk about something a little bit different today. It's kind of interesting, I think. This is something that everyone's experienced, at least every gamer has experienced. We all have memories of the game we really wanted as a kid. The game we felt like we needed. But we didn't get it. Maybe couldn't afford it because too young, not really much in the way of pocket money. Maybe parents were unfair. And I hate them because they didn't buy me these things. Maybe you had the same sort of things as me. A certain game, maybe a few, you really wanted, and you didn't get. And that's what today's video is about. Now, I will be completely honest. These games that I didn't get back then, I do have now. I got them many years later. You know, adult, I've got money. I want to focus on two stories. And these are... It's weird. One of these... You know, it's a thought that gives me such nostalgia for a game that I wanted so badly, and I'm not the biggest fan of that game, actually. But back then, you didn't know better, because I hadn't played it then. I just knew I wanted it. And another game didn't disappoint. Truly awesome. I might even throw in a little bit of an extra story. We'll see. We'll see. So anyway, the first one. Here's the weird thing. I remember as a kid, I was walking through town with my dad, I think. You know, you get dragged along the clothes shops and all this other stuff. And there was this store called Dixon's. I'm not 100% sure if Dixon's still exists in the UK or anywhere else, but I haven't seen one in years. They feel like Woolworths. If they're still around, I'll be surprised. I think they're gone. I'm not even going to Google it because who cares. But I remember seeing through the window of this store a poster. It's a very special poster. This poster looked awesome. And it was of a game that I didn't know existed at that time. Bear in mind, I was quite young. Alright, we're talking 6 maybe. And I hadn't seen a commercial for it on the telly at that point. There was obviously no internet. Yeah, you'd have it in like Argos magazines and stuff like that. But this might have been just before it was released. This might have been promotional stuff anyway. So this poster, as soon as I saw it, I thought, oh my god, what is this? I need this. And it was obviously a Sonic the Hedgehog poster. But it wasn't like the typical ones you can imagine. This one didn't have any picture of like gameplay. It didn't even have much of a picture of Sonic. It had him, someone I had never seen before. It was the now famous logo of Sonic and Knuckles. The characters are basically like silhouettes. I knew who Sonic was. I had no idea who this other guy was. And the first posters I saw didn't say Sonic and Knuckles. It was just this picture. Like, what is that? What is this? A new Sonic game? Oh, bear in mind, back then I had Master System. I didn't have a Mega Drive. I was missing out on the new Sonic games coming out. I know. Can't be helped though, can it? You get what your parents buy you. But I knew I wanted this so much. And I didn't get it. And it wasn't for years, really, that I finally got to appreciate this game. It was on that Sonic the Hedgehog, I think it's called Mega Mix Plus. I won't lie, I had a look for the case earlier today. I've got all my games safe, but that case is like, I can't find it. I know I've got like several of them thanks to car boot sales and them being cheap as anything. One day I want to show it in the video, I can't find it. The curse of having so many games, sometimes they hide from you. Yeah. I do obviously own the game nowadays. This is a reproduction case because I think you can get him like in some places over here, and the Genesis one there was cardboard ones. This is not an official case. The game's official. The cartridge. I hadn't even seen the cartridge at that point back then. It was only the poster. Only this poster. And even then, I feel like Knuckles might have been black as well in the picture I saw back then. I feel like they might have both been sort of blacked out at the time. It's very blurry. It's a very old memory I have. And I didn't get to play that game, as I say, for years until thanks to the PS2. And the funny thing is, I was so hyped thinking I could finally try it. Yes! I didn't like it. Playing as Knuckles was just fantastic. It was so cool. I finally got to see what it was like to play as this character. But with the game, I really didn't like it. I had missed Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I had played 1 on the Mega Drive and 2 on the Mega Drive. thanks to going around friends' houses as a kid, and my stepbrother owned a Mega Drive, so I'd go around my dad's place at that point, and got to try it then. Great. Love Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on Mega Drive. It's fantastic. It's probably my second favourite Sonic game after this one. First one on Master System. Sonic Hedgehog 2. I don't know where that would go on my scale of my favourite Sonic games. Maybe one day I should do a video of that. My favourite Sonic games in order. Let me know what you think of that idea. I had never played 3. It just sort of skipped me by. And finally getting to play it, I thought, what's happened to Sonic? He's gone cross-eyed. I always thought he looked like a boss-eyed idiot. So yeah, I wanted this game so much. I didn't get to play it for years. When I did, I was disappointed. But that memory still sticks to me of how much I wanted that game from a poster. It's the weirdest thing. Now on to something else, and it's a Sega Saturn game, something I don't talk about enough. I had this demo as a kid, this exact demo. This is the same demo with the same disc. I've got to be careful because this case is destroyed. And now I'm trying my best to show you it without the light reflecting off the disc. So, give me a break. I'm trying. This disc had so many great games in it. Well, it has. They haven't fallen off. What am I talking about? But back then, you didn't just have playable demos. No, you had video demos. Demos of gameplay, sometimes just cutscenes. Like, did you ever see the Final Fantasy VIII demo? Like, there was a demo disc that was just the opening cinematics. There was no gameplay. Yep. Worked though, people bought the game. There was a game on here where there was only a video. Nothing I could play. And the annoying thing is, then I was a bit older. In the Saturn ages, I could get money. Couldn't get this game. The Saturn had already pretty much died everywhere in my local towns and all that. PlayStation ruled supreme. N64 tried its best. The Game Boy was, you know, doing fantastic. Whatever Game Boy was at that time. Was it Game Boy Original or Game Boy Color? I can't remember. But Game Boy was doing great then. PlayStation, yeah, as I said. Saturn, I couldn't find squat. Rarely found a game in a bargain bin. If you were after a specific game, like I was, you weren't going to find it. And the annoying thing is, so many times I'd be at the store and I'd try to look for this game and I'm like, what was it called? You know what? I couldn't remember the name. The video, yeah, you click on the name to get the video up, but the video doesn't say the name of the game at the start or the end. Couldn't believe it. Now, I've managed to get hold of some of this footage because while it does play on here, recording Saturn isn't that easy for me these days, hence why I don't do a lot of Saturn videos, although I intend to fix that. I don't know why, since I'm not doing YouTube for a hell of a lot longer. Anyway, here is the video I saw back then. I'm going to play the whole thing before we comment on it at all. Here it is. That was pretty awesome, right? Alright, the picture quality, the resolution there is a bit naff, but it was as good as I could get for this, I'm sorry. to be fair, it's probably as good as it looked back then anyway on my rubbishy LTV. The music on this video was just astounding. I loved it. It really reeled me in. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Dark, medieval, yet somehow sci-fi stuff. I mean, you saw the engines and things in the video, the big lock-in doors and all this stuff. It's like, I don't know, what would you call it? Cyber medieval? Something like that. Not cyberpunk, nothing like that. But maybe a bit like Phantasy Star in the fact that it had all these sword and magic elements, but machine stuff as well. Maybe. I mean, it's Sega, isn't it? So maybe. This game is Dark Savior, which, yes, now years later, I have. And I don't know what it goes for now, but I know when I got it for a great deal. This is actually a sequel to a game called Landstalker. That game is great. This one is better. It just is. This is such a fantastic game. I didn't get to play it for years. Apparently it has multiple endings. I have not been able to beat it. I got so far and I snookered myself. Let's just put it that way. I couldn't get any further. I ballsed up, but the game is still great. That was me that ballsed up, not the game. It's like a 2.5D game, you know, 3D backgrounds, 2DU. It was a little weird controlling the way you move on that isometric angle. It looks great, but when you want to actually play it, yeah, control for movement is a little funky. Can't be denied. But this game, I might play this tonight. I was playing No Man's Sky with my friend Rob earlier. This is completely off the wall. But I was building a brand new base. I was getting quite proud of it. Turned around, half the things I built had been deleted because modding gaming sucks. And sometimes things just don't work. I tell you what, modding gaming... Going on a tangent there, Tom. Before we end, because this is quite simple, isn't it? There's not a lot of detail I can go into. Sonic and Knuckles was a bit of a letdown for me. It's a great game, but it's not my favourite. I ain't even gonna lie. It's not my favourite. So, Dark Savior is a fantastic game. I'd love for it to be re-released on something else, because playing Saturn games these days really isn't easy for anyone. I mean, for me, yes, it's easy. I own the game. I own a Saturn. Those things aren't all that accessible. They're not. I really wish we would see the re-release of some Saturn games. Now I'm rambling. Before we go, I'm going to show you one more demo video. Alright? It'll be what we end the video on, I think. But this demo video was the first I had seen of this specific game you're about to see. It reeled me in, made me fall in love with the game, made me want it so bad with this video's cool music, cool looking gameplay. Some of the gameplay didn't even make it to the game. That's how mad that is. The demo was that early in the game's production that they decided to change stuff. But yeah, that's what we'll end the video on. We'll end it on that bonus video. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a bit of a rambly one, I know, but it's just some stuff I thought I'd love to talk about this in a video. How do I do that? How do I talk about these Sega memories? I thought, sod it. Press play. Just talk. That's what this is. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe if you liked it. Let me know on that stuff I've mentioned throughout the video in comments. Get ready for a video that probably won't surprise you all that much, but it made me fall in love with the game. And it's my favourite game. See you later. Enjoy this.